Backroom deals are trying to push young progressive voices out of power as gerrymandering wars play out across the country. I'm Yoonj Kim, and this is MTV News Need to Know. Democratic leaders have given political power over to redistricting commissions for the last few election cycles, and now young progressive voters are getting screwed as gerrymandering gets worse in some areas. Just look at LA. California is one of 9 states with a nonpartisan redistricting group, and now the district of popular progressive city councilwoman Nithya Raman could be erased. Earlier this month, the City Redistricting Commission proposed redrawing the LA map in a way that could erase her district, District 4, meaning there's a possibility that Raman will represent people who never voted for her. A member of the nonpartisan committee, Jackie Goldberg, called a special meeting to point out how shady the committee's practices were.
All the line drawing for these districts happened behind closed doors, even though I read documents that all of the districts were going to be done publicly and in front of everybody.
Some experts blame this on backroom deal-making, with rich, home-owning citizens who don't like Raman's advocacy for lower and middle-class housing rights. This isn't the vision that some Democrats had for these commissions. Raman tweeted, "What is saddest to me is that these maps decimate the voices of new voters in a historic election, one that saw more voters, more young people, and more people of color participate than ever before." Democrats giving up redistricting power when the other side is almost completely unwilling has put the future of the party at stake. Take a look at Colorado. Today, young people are the largest voting bloc in the state, but their voices could be suppressed. Even though Democrats control the state legislature, they handed over mapping to a nonpartisan commission in 2018. And now they could lose these state seats and, even more broadly, potentially the majority of the House of Representatives because of a skewed map that we could be stuck with for the next 10 years. This once-in-a-decade redistricting process isn't just about local politics. It's a fierce national battle. Scientist Eric Feigl-Ding pointed out in a tweet that when politicians pick the voters instead of voters picking the politician. Gerrymandering is the worst type of election subversion and voter suppression because if gerrymandered enough, it wouldn't even matter if votes are suppressed. Basically, we're figuring out how much voting power each community will have in elections over the next 10 years. And the reason young people are being targeted is because progressive power is growing as America's population becomes more diverse than ever before. Yet Republicans are trying to dilute this majority through gerrymandering. And it's frustrating to think that Democrats have given up any power, especially now with a razor-thin majority in Congress. We're facing the biggest federal voting rights legislation coming up next week, which is being held back by so-called bipartisan efforts. Spencer Mestrel, the voting rights expert behind Spencer's Super Tuesday newsletter, told MTV News that it's not too late to get involved in your state's redistricting. On the federal level, the Freedom to Vote Act is the most important anti-gerrymandering legislation there is, but like so much of President Biden's agenda, it can't be passed without eliminating the filibuster. If you want to get more local, only a few states have already approved their maps, so there's still time to be part of the process. Mestrel also encourages everyone to check their state's process at Princeton Gerrymandering Project or through the Brennan Center for Justice's Guide to Redistricting. Most states' deadlines are coming up within the next few months, including California's, so it's still not too late to fight for fair representation in your community because, remember, this chance only comes around once every 10 years. I'm Yoonj Kim, and that's what you need to know.